Why is it that all of us, at some point in our life, struggle with loneliness? It's a part of the human condition, and it's really essential, to society, and throughout all societies, through the civilizations, Basically, if you were living on your own, then your chances of surviving were a lot less. But nowadays, things are different, I can go to the grocery store versus, killing my own food. I can pay rent versus, having to make a shelter by myself. Just sort of the basic things, that would often take, the works of many people to do versus just one. So this begs the question, are we living in a society that encourages loneliness? Are we living in a society that has basically like the best conditions possible for us to live our lives alone? And not only the best conditions, but does it encourage it? It's basically kind of like this whole idea that you can satisfy your needs whenever you seek to satisfy them in whatever means possible. So, with that in mind, is there really any reason at all to, interact with other people? Because eventually, sooner or later, there's going to be artificial intelligence, robots, and a whole bunch of other stuff, which are basically going to act, if not look, like humans. And that also begs the question, at some point, if people who are, like extremely lonely and don't like, whether for physical capabilities or just emotional, don't like interacting with other people, or they can't interact with other people in the same way, are they going to form relationships, with these AIs, these robots? And so, it's really just something that I was thinking about today, because I woke up this morning, and I don't know, I just had this wave of just feeling alone, of just feeling that, like, what if I live my whole life, and I never get married or something, like, what if I, move on to my career or something, and I'm not just able to make friends with people, which, I know is a bit absurd, especially since I'm fairly good at making friends myself, but it begs the question, and if we eventually live in this society where technology has moved up so forward that we don't even have to, leave our homes in order to be social with people, then what's the use, Eventually it might even come to the point where we don't even leave our houses, where all our necessities are brought to us, where we do our jobs online, where we order food online, where, we exercise in our own homes or something, versus like, going out into the world, seeing stuff, seeing nature, being a part of it. And this might be pretty drastic, and I personally don't think it's ever going to happen, but it just begs the question, like, what if something like this occurs, What if we, a couple thousand years from now, or on this planet or another one, what if we are just so tied up in our own lives and satisfying our own needs and doing the things that we alone want, that we don't care about anybody else, that we only seek to satisfy ourselves in the most streamlined and easiest way possible? It's just something to think about, So, I don't know. I thought I'd just kind of throw that out today. I'm probably going to make another video about my personal thoughts about loneliness and how to deal with it, and, if something like this were to, like the conditions for this were to possibly, come to light in the future, how would we deal with that? So, this is part one. I'm probably going to make another one, part two. So, yep. See you guys.